This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Hey there folks, thanks for tuning in for another brand new video review. Today we are checking out the Black Series Mandalorian helmet from the hit Disney Plus TV series The Mandalorian. This finally arrived from Target. I made the mistake of ordering it from Hasbro initially, and then all of a sudden Target orders started getting fulfilled all around the country. Luckily, Target opened up some new pre-orders. I got it in a week ago and it just got delivered yesterday, and here we are. I wouldn't really say it was a mistake for me to order from Hasbro, because in the past, I guess it's a toss-up. There have been times where you order from Hasbro and you get your helmet in the first month that they say it's going to be released, and then retailers like Target, Big Bad Toy Store, Walmart, Entertainment Earth, they all come a few weeks to 6 months later. I thought I was playing it safe ordering it directly through Hasbro. I guess this time they decided to send it to Target first, but luckily, like I said, Target opened up some more orders and I was able to get this in. Overall, it is a awesome helmet. The Black Series helmets are a pretty cool display piece to have, and for the price, for about $100 give or take, maybe $10 to $20 depending where you order from and shipping rates and all that, it's not a bad deal. It's a pretty good deal. Although I don't necessarily think it's a perfect helmet for cosplay purposes. I know there are some people that can't really afford the $300, $400, $500 helmets from the various prop makers, but if you have a decent cosplay, this is something that really won't be noticed from the majority of people seeing your cosplay as something that is different or not entirely screen accurate. The biggest issue I was seeing when I started seeing people get these helmets is that it is too small, that the helmets weren't fitting their heads. I thought, my head is big, but it's not that big, so I'm hoping this would fit. And unfortunately, it did not fit with the inner liner. So this part that actually rests on your head, that lets it, sit in place and not wobble around, this is what makes it too small. And it's not even the whole thing. It's these little plastic pieces on the side that attach into the helmet. These are just slightly too big that they stop my head from going in all the way. If these weren't here, or if it was just this small piece, the hook that attaches into the helmet, it would definitely fit. Because of that, when you take that out and you put the helmet on, it moves around. Right now it's at eye level, but it still feels loose, like it doesn't feel snug. So if I'm walking around, it's going to be wobbling and it doesn't really fit entirely well. Now when you do see me taking it on and off, it fits fine, but let me go ahead and attach these to show you how it fits with this inner liner. Let's try it on. So it stops right about there. I don't know how much you can see, but it stops right about my chin. And again, those two plastic pieces are like right here. So it's stopping my head from sliding all the way in. And it's actually really tight. It actually does hurt. And that's the sad part, that it doesn't let you really put it on. And overall, I think the helmet, I think it's a decent size. I don't think it's too small. Granted, the helmets do look, depending on your own body and head size and cosplay size, the helmets might look smaller or bigger. But right now I can't really judge because I'm just putting the helmet on just as myself. But I think it still looks like a decent size overall. Color-wise, it does have a really nice shine to it. And you can see, I know some people were saying that it doesn't match the same color on screen. And I think, personally, looking at pictures of it, it's not that off. I mean, granted, I do have a ring light right here, so this is giving it a little bit more shine. It's really not that off. It might be more of like a glossy metallic look in the show, and they did not a half bad job with the paint job here. It's one of the best paint jobs we've seen, and it is something different than what we normally have. You can see my Stormtrooper Black Series helmet in the back, but that's autographed by a ton of Stormtrooper actors. But yeah, overall, it's not that bad. I'm happy with it. I do have a custom order from JsinProps that's supposed to be coming hopefully in the next month or two, and because of that, I've been debating if I want to keep this, because if I do, then I'll have two Mando helmets, which I don't really need, and currently I don't have plans to do a Mando cosplay, so obviously I would use the JsinProps one, but this would still make a really nice display piece. The details aren't too off. It's not entirely screen accurate, but it's not like some crazy rubies nonsense, or like the original Stormtrooper helmets that are all different sizes and shapes. I think the biggest part is the mohawk in the middle. It's not as raised. That's the issue, because I'm looking at photos right here and it kind of seems like here, the even more narrow part in the middle right there, it's raised even more, where on the show it looks like it's kind of one smooth piece, or at least doesn't look like it's disconnected from one another. Here it looks like two separate pieces, so I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, they nailed that design on the back, the sides look pretty good, the shape and everything, and it does look different than the like Boba Fett helmet, so they definitely didn't recast that one. It also does have the light. Let me turn that on if it works. Yeah, it's on. So that's with the ring light in our face right now. Let me turn off the ring light so you see how bright it is. And that's with just the daylight. Let me close my curtains. And right now it's during the day and I have my curtains closed, so that's how bright it is. So it's a fairly decent light. I mean, if you're wearing it in like a Comic-Con and a convention and it's all the lights on, it really won't be worth having it on, but it still adds as a cool accessory piece. Let me see if you can see the light shine on the back. Yeah, you can kind of see the light shining behind me. And then inside there are some lights as well. I can't really figure out the button. The button is right here under the light, and I think it's motion activated, because typically when you turn it over or turn it to the side to put it on, the lights kind of turn on, and then when I hold it, it's supposed to turn on again. It's not very clear, because no matter how much I press the button, it either turns on or off when I'm holding it this way. So yeah, there we go. So there is the interior. They have amazing detail on the inside, which is incredible. I absolutely love all the details that are in here. They made it look like a legitimate helmet, which this isn't really something you would find from those third-party or custom prop makers. At least I haven't seen any that show all these details and little trinkets and parts inside. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see with the visor. So you can kind of see just at the very bottom how much you can see through. The visor isn't too bad. You can definitely see through it well, and you might, depending on the lighting, you might be able to see like your eyes or anything. Now as for this light attachment, this is one of my disappointments with it. I wish the light itself was like magnetized or just a clip-on, because you have to take off this entire piece and it's like a snap-off. It's a little bit tricky and I just don't want to break the whole thing. There is that piece, and there's no way to turn it on when it's detached like this. The battery component is right here. You snap this part off. There's that. It takes one AA battery. You can put that back on, and like I said, it comes with the second attachment without the light. Make sure I'm putting this on right. Yeah. There it is with that. So I know it has the liner, but let me try to take it out again. And that's how it looks without the light on. And just so you all have a sense of how big my head is, so you can try to figure out before you order it, or you want to wait for your pre-order, let me go ahead and measure my head. See myself in here. So it's about 23.5 inches around. I have a big ass head. So, and let me measure the helmet. The outside of the helmet is about 27, but like I said, the interior is a lot more narrow because of all the little pieces they put in, and then when you put in that liner, it really takes off at least an inch total from both sides. Get some more. Yeah, I mean, there are going to be those people that just complain and complain and complain about the screen accuracy and the color and the shape and size of it, which I think the size is really the only thing worth complaining about if you have a head that is a little bit too big or just way too big to be able to fit. I already knew this, but a lot of people were suggesting putting in like the foam pads inside to, make it rest easier. Again, I'm still debating if I want to keep it, only because I have that custom helmet coming from JsinProps, and I'm sure that one will fit because it has all the foam padding. Regardless, as a display piece, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna figure out where to display it, at least if I get the other helmet, or when I do get the other helmet, and hopefully I get that helmet in time before my return time frame is up for this, so I can do a little comparison, just so you know what you're getting for $100 versus I think $300 is what he's charging. A few minor points that I wanted to state as well. The paint is, I don't know how well you can see that. At the very base, it's kind of peeling off in some places. I think on this side I saw it as well. And besides that, I haven't seen any other issues elsewhere. Just gets a lot of fingerprints on it, so you can just wipe them away. I haven't seen any scratches or dents or anything like that. And the paint was applied pretty nicely. It's definitely more of a brushed nickel or brushed metal look to it than that, you know, vibrant chrome Beskar shiny metal. I'll do one more quick turnaround. And it's a pretty solid piece. I mean, it's pretty sturdy. You can definitely squeeze it a little bit because it is plastic, but I think this feels a much sturdier than the Stormtrooper helmet. And I still don't have the Darth Vader helmet, which I do want. Now that is a helmet I completely agree with. The screen accuracy is way off, but when you can disassemble it into the 3 parts and display it like that, that's really the only helmet you can do that with, so I definitely recommend that one. I don't have the Boba Fett or any of the pilot helmets, or even I had the First Order Stormtrooper helmet on pre-order, but yeah, overall it's pretty solid. Inside, most of it is like a hard molded plastic, but there are like these orangish pads. Those are a little bit softer rubber. The rest of it is hard plastic molded in. And I think the top, yeah, those orange pieces and the very top are soft rubber too. So yeah, I know I guess I'm late to the party doing this review because everyone got their helmets already, but if you do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the next video.